Hello, I live? Okay, just want to make sure I am live. Let me see. Okay. Mm, am I live? I'm not sure. Seems like it's not showing. Mm, Okay, there. I can see I am live now on YouTube. I sorry I cannot see that earlier, but then I am now live. So thank you for joining me. Okay, so today I will be painting a brick wall. Okay, it has somehow awesome theme. Okay, I hope that this is helpful for everyone since it is the season, so everyone can paint like everyone like to paint an awesome theme. So there you go. I will be I will be mm, showing how I paint, how I will paint it, and I will show you how I will plan the painting. And then there, and okay. Mm, okay, so I will use this Baohong Academy. This is a student grade watercolor paper. However, this is 100% cotton and 300 GSM, so it is very nice to use, especially for those who are beginner and for those who are like do not want to spend so much money on art supplies yet. So that is this is what I use. Okay, so aside from that, I will for today I will be using my colors from Mungyo watercolor palette, and then I will be showing you the colors. This I have some a cobalt blue. I have a brown. This is brown red, olive green. I will be using raw umber and yellow ochre. So those are the colors that I am going to use today. For the brushes, I will be using a flat brush. This is from Art Secret. I will be also using a big brush. This is Princeton, Neptune, and size 8, and silver black velvet round size 2. I'm sorry, for size 2. So those are the colors and the materials I will be using. I have also prepared here 2 cups of clean water. And also this would be an ink and watercolor tutorial. So I will be using Sakura Micron here with me. I will be using it um for some parts of the painting, but I won't use them so much on the painting. Also, I will be you will see also the reference photo on the description box, and also you can download the free outline. You can download the free outline. You can check on the description box. You can see there is a free outline that you can download. Okay, one moment. Okay, so I would like to show you the reference photo so you can see. All right, so this reference photo is from Pixabay, so you can download it. I have a link on Pixabay I that I provided on the description box. Okay, now, so if you can see the reference photo is there is sunlight. Okay, it is daytime in this photo, so we will be reflecting that the sun is straight reflecting on the brick wall. So that's what we are going to show in this painting. And also I will be focusing more on the door and also the brick walls. I will use the Sakura Micron pen for some of the details, but then for some, like on the doors and the wall, but let's see, go and paint this. Okay, so I provided a outline for everyone to download. So if you are not uh, into drawing or not good at drawing, well, you can use the reference. You can use the outline, so you can transfer it to your watercolor paper. So okay, so my watercolor here's my watercolor. I already draw this outline here, so you can download and transfer it. So whenever you transfer the outline, you if you are using a loose sheet, you could use a light pad. That is the best thing that you can use, a light pad, because the light pad can, well, you don't have, there would be no mess, okay, on when using a light pad. So you just trace the outline and there you go. If you want to draw this freehand, you could do so. Okay, so I will be using micron pens maybe be after the painting. I will just paint first. But then if you do not have any waterproof pens like Sakura Micron, or if you don't have like Faber-Castell um, Fit Artist pens or Unit Pen or anything that is waterproof that can be used in watercolor, it's okay. You don't have to. You can just use watercolors with the smallest brush that you have. Okay, so before I start painting, I will be pre-wetting my paints to prepare them. Okay, as I talk here. All right, so I pre-wet my paints, and then okay, I will just move this back. All right. If you are going to use a watercolor block like this, what you can do is when you painted the outline, you can like scribble at the back of it and then tip a little on your watercolor blocks to transfer the drawing or the outline. Okay, so this is a rough sketch of the outline that I created. Okay, you can scribble it and then you can transfer. But then on the outline that you will download that I provided for free, it's the full drawing like this. So it's not this, but it's a full drawing. So if you don't have a loose sheet, if you don't have a light pad, you scribble at the back using the pencil and then tape a little bit there or on the sides just to make sure that you can see any everywhere. Okay, you can flip and see the back to make sure that you are able to transfer. For transferring the drawing, actually I am using a 4H pencil for transferring the drawing on my watercolor paper. I do not use any is and like HB or B pencil. B pencils can smudge because they are not hard enough and it cannot cover the paint or the the lead. Okay, so you can. I will be removing some of the dark spots or extra lines. You can also do that. I'm using a kneaded eraser. I use kneaded eraser because it won't scuff off the paper and you can reshape this wherever, whatever shape that you want to. Okay, I am using a gloves here. I paint left to right, but then I paint left to right, but then I'm afraid that I might smudge some something on the paper. So to avoid anything and any accidents, I will just use my gloves. This is the one I use for my iPad, but it's okay. So I have also a towel here. I always have a towel on my right side since I'm right-handed. So whenever I paint, I can easily remove excess water and paint from my from my brush. Okay, so I'm preparing my paint. I'm using Mungyo today, and I am using only four colors. If you're following me, you would know that a fan of I am a fan of like limited palette because using a lot of colors overwhelms me so much and I think that okay, so I prefer using limited colors only. Okay, so for the colors that I will be using, so I have again yellow ochre, raw amber, I have olive green, brown red, and cobalt blue. You can use different colors that you have that is very similar to my colors that I have here. You can mix and match the colors that you have. Okay. So first I will be doing the background and that will be very soft and light wash of yellow ochre just to show that there's a light reflection. We won't focus on the we will of course we have shadows, but then we want to see also that there is light showing. Okay, the source of light is very in front of on the paper. I mean on the door. Okay, what is happening to me? All right, so I'm wetting my paper using my flat brush with the clean water that I have. That's why it is very important. We have 2 cups of clean water. One is for remaining it clean. One is for washing your brushes every time you dip your brush. Okay, I'm avoiding the trash bin in here on the left side. I prefer also using what we call this ceramic plate because it's very different if you mix colors using plastic or tin. Tin can rust over time, and I do not like it. And whenever like I ran out of colors, easy for me to it's easy for me to like mix the colors again with the same colors that I mixed earlier using the ceramic plate, unlike using plastic or tin. So there. Also, when you use a ceramic plate, the colors do not bead, so or it's not beading. There you go. So flat brush is very helpful to wet big areas like this. That's why I like using this flat brush. You could use any flat brush that you have. If you don't have any flat brush, you could use a big round brush. Okay. For wetting the paper, it's the right amount would be it's just wet. There would be no puddles. Okay. I'm wetting also some part on the leaves on the plant here. Okay, so if this is very light wash. So like tea to coffee consistency first. Remember when we paint watercolors, since watercolors are transparent, we paint from light to dark. So there, I am preparing my yellow ochre here, very light wash. Okay, because we will be focusing on the bricks later. All right, and I will be dropping my colors using this round brush. I'm using size 8 round brush here. Make sure before you apply the paint, the water is absorbed already by the paper. It's wet enough. There are no dry areas. There's no puddles. And you would see that the paint, or I mean the water has been absorbed already by the mm, the water is absorbed by the paper. Okay. I use Arch watercolor paper, but I use them for like projects that I would like to sell. Okay, for tutorials like this, I am using this Baohong Academy. Anyway, this paper is this paper is also 100% cotton and 300 GSM. So it's very, very nice to use. So I'm putting some colors the on the bricks above. Okay, I know that you could see the pencil lines that I have, but then I will be covering them with paint. That's why I did not erase much of the colors. And I'm avoiding some colors on the leaves. And since this is a fall theme already, we will be, if you look into the reference photo, there are different colors of leaves below. Okay. So we can paint that later. Okay, there you go. If you notice, I am a slow painter. I'm sorry about that. Well, I think slow because I would like to take time on painting my painting, and I do not rush. Okay, so added some more of the colors of yellow ochre in this area, and I will add some colors here too because it is like there when you look into the reference photo, this is like this is a little forward, this part and this part. There you go. And there are some shadows somewhere, but we will paint them later. Okay, so I have that. I will be just adding some of the piece there. Also, I will be doing a dry brush technique for the brick walls so that it will like replicate that there is roughness on the brick walls. That's why cold press watercolor paper is very nice for this kind of painting. Okay, if you want to use like a dry brush technique, you will use a cold press. I'm using hot press too, but I'm using them for like realistic florals that I paint. Like I painted realistic blueberries before. I used a cold press for the tutorial, but I painted that before using um hot press paper. I will be painting this shading here. I will be using brown red here, and I will be just like wash. Okay, and there are parts here that have shadows and hidden by the sun. So make sure to leave light areas on this trash bin. Okay, very good. So for now, it's just the first wash. So it's very light, and we will add more of shadows later on. Okay, there you go. Okay, now next one would be the door. Okay, so for the door, I will wet this, wet this area, the door itself. Here, I will be adding raw umber and brown red. So for you to know where to drop your colors, look at the reference photo. Okay, I'm looking at the reference photo right now and I'm focusing on it. So I will be adding some of the raw umber, some parts here. There we go. And some parts here. So the door is like an old door. It seems like when you open this door, it seems like it, it will give you a creepy creak sound. Yeah. Okay. It's just a light wash now. We will also do some details on this door later. So this would be the first wash. I do won't paint on this side because there would be shadows on those areas. My paper in this part is already drying. Be sure to cover all the areas as much as possible, but as lightly as possible. For now, we will be adding layers of colors, so don't worry about that. I paint very carefully. I paint slow. I take time on my painting. Okay, there you go. And I will add some more of colors here. Now this is actually the second layer, so I'm trying to make some darker colors as much as possible. I do it slowly. I do not just drop the colors. I'm still using tea to coffee consistency. It means that I have still a lot of water than the paint. But as I as I continue painting layers by layers, I will be adding more paint than water. I will be softening this edge. Okay, and I will be adding some more of colors here. I know it's already fall season in other countries. Here in the Philippines, we have only two seasons. We have only wet and dry season. I hope that you can follow along with me. If you cannot follow along, it's okay. You can watch now and paint later. Just add more of brown red here and here. I like painting with details. I find it like satisfying when I paint details. I hope you do the same. I like painting with details. Okay, adding more of colors here on this side because this is the part that has shadows. But I will also add more of shadows later using the cobalt blue and this brown black. Okay, I'm doing the door first and later on I will be painting on the brick and I'll show you later how I will do it. Just take your time in painting. Do not rush. Painting's supposed to be relaxing and not will frustrate you. Okay. So I hope that you find painting relaxing. Okay. Like this area. Mhm. Okay, so that's for the door. So I did like two layers on the door already right now. So I will just leave it alone for now and I will move on to the leaves. So for the leaves, here we have some yellows and some of it are still green. So I will be using this olive green, but I will add still a little more blue to it. I'm sorry, brown or brown red. There you go. I'm using size 2 of my silver black velvet because those leaves are small. Okay, so there you go. I will add, mm, okay, a little bit of blue to my mix. Okay, this is cobalt blue. Okay, there you go. All right, so my color here that I have, or my color mix would be olive green, cobalt blue, a little bit of brown red. So there, that's what I have. And I mix that color because the season for the season that we have right now is fall, and that's what we are going to do. Well, some of the leaves that you will see on the reference photos are more are green, but we will be. I like mixing colors because it will enhance the colors that we have on our painting. Aside from that, it won't look like flat. And since I did that, it's a little bit dark. So I dip my brush a little to my water, remove the excess water, and continue painting, moving the bead. Okay, there you go. I rinse it clean. I will just soften the edge here. Okay. So I am painting the top leaf here, whatever left in my brush. So that's what I'm using right now. I'll get some more of green here. The top part here is darker because there are shadows. It's moving the feed, and I will add more of colors here at the top. I did not copy the leaves as it is, but it shows on the reference photo. So in that way, you can simplify the reference photo that you have. You don't have to copy everything that you can see in the reference photo, unless if you are really good at realistic paintings, or and if you're painting big, and you will include most of the details that you could see. Okay. Thank you. So this leaf is like a twisted leaf. Like you can see this one the front and this part of the leaf that is at the back. So there you go. I will dip my brush to my water a little to lighten the color that I have. And in this part. I will also use some yellow ochre for the other leaves because there are some leaves that are yellow. So I will use yellow ochre for that. And I will use brown red to like dab a little bit to remove the excess there. And just adding some brown red to show that the color of the leaf is transitioning to brown. Okay, use green in this part. You see, I clean my brush, dip it to my water, and then drag the bead going down. Okay, there we go. And since this is an overlapping leaves, you can see that there are shadows here. So I added like dark green in this part and also add some of the brown, like dabbing it to the leaves. There we go. And in this part, okay, there we go. And added more of dark blue there. And we got some brown there. Okay. I will use some. yellow ochre for this one here below. And I will get some brown and put it there. Okay. Okay. So let's continue. I will get more dark green mix here. I will add some dark green here. Okay, this time this would be darker. Okay. I raise my brush and then I will drag the color going down to make a lighter color because on the reference photo there are some leaves that is showing that it's hit by the sun. So there you go. But I will add some brown on the on this part like at the top. There you go. And we've got yellow ochre too. And I will paint here this part. So this would be darker. I will rinse my brush and then drag the color going down. Okay, imagine that this lower leaf is touched by the sunlight. That's why there are some light areas there. And I will get some brown. I will add some parts of brown here and there. Okay, this here I will add some brown. And again, I will rinse my brush, remove the excess water, and drag the color going down. Okay. If you notice, I'm painting from left to right because I am right-handed to avoid smudging on the paper as well. So if you observe yourself and you smudge your paper, something on the right, because you painted on the right first if you are right-handed, or vice versa. Well, that's the technique that I do. So I paint on the left first all the time because it happened to me when I was starting. It's so frustrating that I accidentally smudge some of my painting on the right side. So I started all over. And I don't want that to happen because it wastes time and effort. Okay, so there, this is dark green there. I clean my brush, remove the excess water, and I drag my color down. So darken the bead. So if you see that it create puddles. You can lift the color using your damp brush. That's why it's very helpful that you have a towel beside you or a paper towel, please. But I find the towel more economical than the paper towel. So I think down there. Okay, so here I will add some yellow ochre. This would be a yellow ochre, okay, leaves. Okay, there we go. And I will drop drop some brown here and there. Okay, this since I have brown here, I will put brown here. This is like a twisted leaf or folded leaf, and the back of the leaf is showing here, and that's why I painted brown here. But then I will paint the front of the leaf green. Since there is like sunlight, I will lighten the color by using my brush and moving the color going down. I will, this is very light green, but I will paint here in this area. There we go. Okay. Remove the excess water, I mean, paint, and then drag the color down. So it's very light green now, and add some brown. And blue. Okay. Here. And I will add more dark green here because this is near the top or near the shade, so it's darker here in this part. Okay. right there at the bottom. So there is like part of the leaf here that is showing the back twisted. So I will get brown here for the back of the, or you could also use like dark brown on, I mean dark green on that area and adding some very light wash of brown. Okay, so and last leaf there. Okay, it's just a very light wash. Okay, and then I will get some brown for the branch here. Okay, there we go. So I will let the leaves dry. I will move on to these leaves and then I will be going going on the bricks. Okay, one moment. Okay, so I will be moving on the leaves here so that I can finish that. Okay, so I'm still using the smallest brush I have. It's size 2 round, and I will just mm, paint on these. This time it's not very watery. It will be like um to milk consistency this time. It's not very watery. You can do the leaves freehand, but I drew an outline, so there you go. It's up to you how confident you are to do freehand or if you want to make an outline for the leaves. It's totally up to you. I will get more of the green here. As much as possible, I'm avoiding too much water because these areas are small. Okay, there we go. And flicking the brush to create leaf shape there. Remember that some part of the leaves are touching by the sunlight. There we go. It's actually touches by the sunlight. So there. I'm now using light wash here of green. Anyway, it will still pop up because I painted the background already and I don't have to worry on the background. There we go. Okay, by the way, there is a flower here that is white, but I will paint like shadows on it, and I'll do that later. So there, it's not, this is not very watery because there are times I don't want to destroy that. I'm adding some leaves freehand. You can also do that, whichever you're comfortable. I'm thinking of painting acorns for October. I'm already preparing also for December theme because it is Christmas. I'm thinking of painting a Philippine Christmas lantern, or we call it parol. I'm not sure if there is something like that in the other countries. I haven't seen something like that in other countries, but I hope that you will like that if I will create that tutorial. If you have any requests, just put into the comments or send me a message on my Facebook page. Anyway, my Facebook page is you can find me as Bianca Santiago Watercolor and Calligraphy. That is my YouTube. I'm sorry, my Facebook page there. So I post my upcoming schedule of tutorials on my Facebook page. Some photos of my finished artwork or finished tutorial. I also post it there. You can also follow me on Instagram, and that will be at Mrs. B Santiago. Okay. Okay, so now there is like what we call this, like a long stem, okay, that is brown. I will get some brown here, more saturated brown, okay. There we go. And just using the tip of my brush and adding some like the stem there. It's also in the outline drawing, or you can do this freehand. It's up to you. I will mix a little bit of green here. Okay. Now I will paint on the. I'm sorry. I said trash bin earlier, but it's not the trash bin. It's a flower pot. It's a big flower pot. So I'm getting my big round brush here. I will add more of the colors, but this time it is on the shadow side only. Okay, I will just add some colors like on the shadows, and I will leave the area that's supposed to be light, light. Okay, so this part, there you go. And I will rinse my brush once, remove the excess water, and softening the edge there. There you go. I will paint going to the right to soften it. Okay, a little bit more color. There you go. I will do on this side as well. But this time, instead of going down, I will do it from right to left. And then I'm going to soften it. Okay, there you go. Just try to get it down. Because this area has light and some shadows going. Okay, there we go. I rinse my brush, remove the excess water, and then there you go. Okay, there I will add a little bit more on some areas. Okay, like this part. There you go. And then going to the left. Okay, there you go. Just very soft. All right, there you go. Rinse my brush. We'll take this water there and we'll, okay, paint on the left, just softening it. Okay, there is light in this area. There is like also shadow in some part. So I will add more of color in this area. So the technique here to know where you put the dark and the part that you will leave lighter, check the reference photo and that will help you. Okay, that's why I do not put also reference photo on my tutorials. Just download it. You can download it and you can study the reference photo. It's supposed to be rounded. Okay, And then also I will use the small brush to paint the top area here. It will show the division of the pot. Okay, there we go. And this part too. Okay, so adding dark color here. Okay, there you go. I will soften. I will soften the line there. I got my brush. Okay, that's right. There we go. Okay, so hopefully you can see like there is shadow in that area now, that part. I'm adding a little bit more. Just using the tip of my brush there. Okay, there you go. Okay, now I will start with the bricks. So I will be using my round brush here, the bigger one. I think I will use the small one, the size 2. Okay, so I will drop colors here and there. I will be using raw umber. It won't be too wet. It will be a little bit dry. So it will show some texture on the painting or on the brick. So I this time I won't look at the reference photo, but I will just drop the colors. Every I will be using this raw umber, and I will be switching to yellow ochre. For now, I will be using the raw umber. I will start here at the top. My watercolor consistency is dry. Okay, it's not supposed to be too wet, but it's dry. So there, when you do a dry brush technique, you will see that there are some colors that are like not touching the paper, or the brush is not touching the paper. You would see that there are some white areas that will be left there. Okay, that's why I like using dry brush technique on the bricks. But later on, I will also enhance the bricks with adding some shadow. So I will put raw umber on different areas, okay, randomly. I'm not referring to the reference photo at this time. Okay. raw umber first, and then later on I will do yellow ochre. It's easier to do dry brush technique with small brush. If you have a flat brush, a small flat brush, this will work also. I haven't tried using an angle brush. I just thought about it just now using like an angle brush. Because it's random. I'm not looking at the reference photo right now. So just whatever where I can think of adding this. Okay. So by this time, the bricks should be lighter because this is the area that is hit by the sun. So there you go. I will add, I will do lighter color here. So I will add a little bit more of the water on my brush to paint on some areas here. Still dry brush technique, but then lighter. Okay. So this is part that is directly hit by the sun. Okay, I will get more of raw umber here. I use a pipette, by the way, to wet my brush. I mean, my paint. I do not use what do you call that? A spray bottle because I'm using like some part of it, or whenever I use a small palette and I do not want to wet the paints that I'm not going to use. That's why. Okay, so there. We need to still lighten the colors here. Okay, there we go. So adding more water for some areas here and there. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to get, well, I will add also here, like darker on this area and here as well, alternating it and here too. Okay, now I will use yellow ochre, same technique, but on different areas of the rocks, I mean bricks. Because if you look at the bricks, it's not always the same color. So these areas should be lighter. Okay, there you go. I will add some more here and color here, there. So wherever that it's hit directly by the sunlight, am adding just a little bit of colors. Okay, there we go. So done with the yellow ochre. Now I will be using the brown. Okay, some areas are brown, so painting other parts of the bricks brown. Some areas would be like light brown, and some would be like a little bit dark. I don't want to add more or very dark brown. It's not also showing the reference photo that there is like dark brown on the brick. So there you go. Still using the same technique, dry brush, and adding on the colors on the other areas here. Okay, there we are. Okay, there. I will just remove my charger of my laptop. Okay, there we go. It's blue, already, but I will soften that, and then it might create a hard edge. That's why. There we go. So that will be like texture of this of the bricks. That's why I like using dry brush technique in this bricks. And also, if you notice that I do not mix the same amount of like color and water, because I want it to be like different colors, because when you look at the bricks itself, it has different shades of the same color. It won't be like the same color all the time. There you go. There, later I will be painting some shadows on the bricks itself. I rinse my brush and I will use raw umber again to paint on some other areas. You can switch from raw umber to yellow ochre, and that's what I am doing right now. I'm switching colors and adding colors on randomly on other areas that need to be painted. Okay. I didn't add more bricks in this area, but you can do so if you want to. I will just add some like I'm adding colors now, but I will add more of ink later. So I'm switching from yellow ochre to raw umber this time. Just finishing what are left before working on the shadows. There we go. Still dry brush as much as possible to show the texture of the bricks. Remember, with this area, it's supposed to be lighter because it's hit by the sun directly. I'm sorry if you hear a baby behind you or in the background. My baby is awake. If you want if you want this pot to pop up more, you can add a lighter color beside. beside it. So it will pop up more. That's what I did earlier. If you notice, I added the very light consistency of yellow ochre in that area. So it will help to pop up more. Okay. I think I'm almost done with the bricks. The bricks are not hard to paint, but there are many. Okay. But I hope you find this painting relaxing. Okay, I think I'm missing some parts. So there we go. Just small areas. Okay, there we go. And also behind these leaves, there are some bricks there, here and there. Okay, now done with the bricks. Now I will move on to the shadow area part here. Oops. I think I am missing some of the colors here. Okay, so now I will move on to this area. Okay, so I will use raw umber first, and then I will add shadows. Okay, there, there we go. It's not very thick. It's light consistency. It's like tea to coffee consistency. Okay. During this part, I will add more of raw umber. So this would be like milk consistency in this area to help that this area to pop up a little bit more, and also the door to show that there is like dimension. So our painting won't look flat. There we go. Okay, there. So I hope you can see that, and I will have my raw umber here. I will get more of raw umber. I will mix it in a different area on my palette, and I will add gray. For my gray, I mix the cobalt blue and the brown red. There you go. So that's what I have now. And then I will add here. I will also do dry brush technique on this area later to show that it's rough and it is made of stone. Okay, there you are. Also add more of raw umber on this area. I'm using the round brush still, even if this is, what do you call that? Very thin. Okay, small area. It's fine. If you are having a hard time using the tip of your brush, you could use a small brush in this area. Okay, there you go. Now I will move to the top part again. I will add more of raw umber to separate it. Okay. Now I will add more of raw umber on this area. Okay. Seems like I forgot like a part of a brick there, but I will fix that later. Okay. So this area, so it can separate this area to this one. So this left part can move forward. Okay. And I will soften it a bit. I dip my brush to my water and softening those color. Then I will get my mix with the gray. So there. I hope you can see some shadows now on these areas that's supposed to be showing some depth. And I'm adding some of shadows below of below some bricks. There you go. So it will show that there is like separation and it won't look flat. I will get more of gray here. There you go. A mixture of brown and cobalt blue, brown, red, and cobalt blue. You could mix blue and orange. You could also mix yellow and violet or red and green. Okay. Complementary colors that will make gray. Okay. So I have that. I will mix with raw umber. Okay, so this is the color that I have right now. So a darker raw umber. I will add more of shadows here in this part. Okay. To help this one to pop up a little bit more. Okay. So again, it's a mixture of my raw umber, cobalt blue, and my brown red. Okay. Rinse my brush, soften, soften them, soften the edges there. We don't want to have like very obvious line of shadow there. And that will create like a depth. Okay, there you go. I hope now you can see that there is like depth or this is move backward and this left part move upward. Okay, so let's do the same on the other, but I will add more shadows here as well. Okay, especially on the left side. Okay, now here, so I will add this color on this part. That will help the other wall to pop up a little bit, like the right side. So you would see that this wall will be moved backward. Okay. Oops. Okay. If you made a mistake, okay, since it's still wet, you can lift it by clean water. Okay, I'm just dragging the bead on the color here. There we go. So by this time, you should see that it is this area is going backwards and this area is popping more. Okay. If you cannot see that yet on your painting, I suggest you stand up, take a photo of it, and look into your phone, check your painting. Or you can stand up and move backward so you can see if there is any depth or is something missing. You can also do that. As of now, to see that, I am just looking on my camera. Okay, I'm adding more of shadows here because this part is supposed to be dark, as is there are some areas that's covered by the leaves, so it's supposed to be dark. There you go. I'm adding the shadows in this area. Okay, as now we are now part of adding shadows. Okay, there you are. Okay, all right. I will be doing the shadows now. I will have the mixture of my cobalt blue and brown red here. I will mix it more. I will get more cobalt blue. All right, so there you go. Okay, that's what I have right now. I will add a little bit. I think I will add a little bit more of brown. Okay, so this is my shadow color, like a little bit of purple, but it's fine. So what I will do next is that I will use this shadow color to paint on the sides of my bricks, so it will help our bricks to pop up a little bit more. And I will do this on most of the bricks, of course. It will take time, I know. Okay. Painting is having patience, like the sides of the bricks, sides and below. Okay, there you go. When you add a dark color, it will help the lighter color to pop up more. Okay. You could also paint on the line itself of the bricks. That's what I am doing now. You could also add a little bit of the shadow on the bricks itself. I'm using size 2 round because it will help me to paint more on the details. That's why it's also advisable to always have like a very small brush to paint on the details, and I like painting details. Okay. So, while I'm painting, I'm not going to talk. I am just going to continue painting the shadows of the bricks, but most of the details I am done with it. So I'm just going to play some background music. I hope that will be fine for to everyone. I'm not sure if everyone can hear that. One moment. Okay. Hmm. I don't think it is possible. Anyway, I will just continue painting. All right. Some people requested to have like background music. I don't know how to do that yet using the software that I am using right now, but I will hopefully I would know how to do that. So yeah, you will hear background music while I am painting. But for some people, they do not like to have background music because they find it disturbing, especially when I am talking, because they would like to see they would like to hear my voice and instructions as I paint. So as of the moment, it looks like this right now. Okay. And if I am going to play music, well, I think I will be downloading on YouTube library to avoid copyright, of course. Okay. So this time I am just using the tip of my brush, of the small brush that I have. Okay. In some areas I make it like bigger, okay, to for the shadows. Like that. I mean, not very thin lines, but you could see there is like shadows on them so that my painting won't look flat. But later on, I will add some on details using the pens or the Sakura pens that I have. I hope you find this painting relaxing. I find this painting relaxing. I actually enjoyed drawing the outline because I made the outline first and I enjoyed drawing it. And I'm actually excited to paint on that because, or to paint this because it has a lot of details that we should work on. But I know this can be relaxing and using like small brush like this, it can help you with your brush strokes. Okay, there. I'm done on the left side. So let's we'll go to the next wall here. Okay, I added some shadows on that part. Okay, this area too. I hope you're learning on my tutorials and I hope that my tutorials will help you improve how you paint. I also added some materials, my recommended materials on the description box. You can check them because I would like to help you guys in searching for good materials. If you are not if you haven't painted using watercolors before, well, check the materials below. If this is your first time doing some art, I hope you find my tutorial helpful, and as much as possible I provide instructions every time I do live or I upload tutorials because I like to help other people. I would like to share my knowledge in watercolors. I want to leave a legacy that I help people learn how to paint in watercolors, paint confidently using watercolors. That's why I also try to do tutorials that are not yet not yet on YouTube. I know you can find something like this on YouTube, but somehow, yeah, I uploaded like lilacs that I haven't seen on YouTube yet. That's why I uploaded that video. I made the tutorial on that. If you want to see my other tutorials, you can always go back to my main YouTube channel on the light section page. You can see there my previous live. I do not delete my previous live tutorials. I always leave them so that my subscribers and other people can see my tutorials and rewatch them. And most of my viewers, I'm surprised that most of my viewers are from Canada, US, Middle East. I'm so surprised. I am from the Philippines. I'm so surprised. I don't know how you were able to find my YouTube channel, but I'm so thankful that you found me. And thank you also for liking my videos. For those who haven't subscribed yet to my YouTube channel, you could please hit subscribe so that we can um, see more of my tutorials. I would like to help as many artists as much as possible because that's what I would like to um, that's what I would like to do. I'm not a kind of artist like who shows paintings and then I do not teach how I did that. There are artists like that, and it's somehow it's like frustrating for others because they are good at something that other people that you cannot do and they do not want to share that. It seems like they would like to they want to get buried with that knowledge that they have. But if you are starting with watercolors and you are a beginner, don't worry. It really takes time. It really takes a lot of practice, a lot of paper, a lot of brush strokes for you to get improvement in watercolor painting doesn't take over time. It's not overnight. It takes a long time. So all you need to do is to keep on practicing, keep painting as much as possible. And if you bought some art materials, please do not put them into your drawer. Use them, okay? And do not hoard art and supplies. All you need to do is to buy some good art supplies and use them. Avoid hoarding. I see a lot of people on Facebook groups. They like hoarding things and trying different paints. They're trying different brushes, but sadly, their art is not improving because they keep on hoarding, but they do not paint that much. I hope you're not like that. If you're like that, I'm sorry you have to hear that. But then it's up to you. It's it's up to you if you want like to get more art supplies. It's your money, but I highly recommend to use them. Keep practicing. Do not be afraid of using um, artist grade materials because that will be for your improvement. Okay. By the way, if you do not have any um, waterproof pens like this for a micron, you could use watercolors. This is what I'm doing right now. If you do not have any what you call that pens or waterproof pens, you could do this. You could use the tip of your brush, paint it with paint with this. Okay, just use the tip of your brush, like what I am doing on the bricks right now. You could use your watercolors. I did not use pens on this brick because I didn't want to show my painting like in cartoons. Okay, I didn't like that. I didn't like that. It's supposed to be painting for me. It's not supposed to be like cartoons. So I didn't like to adding too much of the pens, but I will use pens for some of the details, but not on every detail, not on everything because it will look like cartoons. It won't look like a painting. It will look like illustration, not a painting anymore. Okay. I hope you can see the bricks popping up now as I paint them and adding some shadows on the bricks. I started painting in 2019 before the pandemic. All right. And I enjoyed it. I actually started with a brush lettering or brush calligraphy, but I enjoy painting more. So I focus on a watercolor painting. And I love watercolors because you can do a lot of techniques that you cannot do on other mediums. Aside from that, I find watercolors more economical than other mediums. Because, first of all, you just need to add water. We don't need to use white to make lighter value. I use white only if I would like to make pastel colors of the paints, but not to the point that I will use it to lighten color. You could just add more water, add more paint if you want more saturated. You don't need to use black. Aside from that, 5 ml tubes can last you for a long time. But for other mediums, like my other friends who are using acrylic, they are like buying every time they paint, like 75 ml of paint. They're buying it every time they paint, every color of it that they will use. But in watercolors, 5 ml can last you for a long time. A little is a little a little amount has is a way to go. Okay, you can use that much. Okay, I seems I've been running out of paint there, but I will make more paint later. So there. This is the technique if you do not have any pens, but I will use pens later. Painting can help you improve your patience, especially if you have subjects like this that has a lot of details and needs a lot of details to paint, it will definitely help you in improving your patience. And do not rush on your paintings, because if you rush, you might destroy the painting. Or yeah, I didn't like to painting that is done for like a few minutes. I like it very much with details, and I enjoy painting them. Okay, so when I run out, I mix the colors again. It's easy to get the same mix of colors when you run out using the ceramic plate than using um, on a plastic or tin. We still have windows here that we need to paint. I mean, a window. By the way, I am selling some of my paintings. If you are interested, you can also check the description below, and they are posted on my website. I provide free shipping, by the way, even if you are outside of the Philippines. We can work on that. Okay, there you are. I know this is a long tutorial, but I hope you find this helpful. I paint slow, I'm so sorry. I'm really a slow painter. I have actually a project that I'm working on for weeks now. Well, it's realistic roses, a wreath of realistic roses. And it's bigger than this. It's like twice bigger than the paper I'm using right now, or more than twice bigger. I can paint for hours. I hope you can do the same. Or almost done with the bricks, but some part of the painting I will still add shadows on somewhere. Okay, I'll show you later. But before that, I will be doing the windows first. Okay, for the windows, I will be just using light shades of the brown and the gray mixture. Okay, very good. I think I would like to use a bigger brush this time because it's like um, what's inside the window or the glass or whatever. It's there you go. And then later on, I will do the rest of it. Okay, wait, there you go. And I will just let it dry because I did wet on wet on this area. I will add a little bit of brown here. Okay. I will add more of some color on the bricks that I missed here and there. Okay, so now I am going to work on the door again, and I will add some colors, like like darken it. But this time I will use first I will use dark brown or brown red in some areas and lighten it. And then later on, I will add some shadows and some lines on the door. Okay, so I am glazing right now. Glazing, it means that you are painting on top of dry paint. There you go. But I'm softening some of the edges that will make it, there would be hard edge. I'm adding more colors on some areas that need to be darker, and I will add some details on the door later. Okay, so I will work on the details now. Okay, so I will use a small brush. I will use the same mixture of my brown and cobalt blue for the gray. And also for the shadows, mix again. I will mix the brown, red, and the blue because I'm running out. Okay. So if you notice, I mix the same colors again and again because I ran out, but it's fine. I can still get the same mixture of the colors. Okay, now this time I will paint the shadows on the door. Okay, we'll start on the left first. Slowly. And okay, so it's now it's turning violet. Okay, it's fine. There you go. I will dip my brush once, remove the excess water, and I'm going to soften the edge there. And I will use the same brush. Okay, use the same color and what I left there on this side for the shadows. There you go. I will use the small brush to soften it here. And I'm going to add shadows on the left side here. This is part of the door that it doesn't touch by the sunlight, but there are shadows. Okay. Also below here, also the top here. And then I will continue on the window. I love the window there. All right, so for the window, I will be using the brown, red. So, okay, this on the right is darker, and I will paint lighter on the left side. Because if you look into the reference photo, this is darker with the shadows. There, I will rinse my brush, remove the excess water, and then I will just soften on the left side. I can get more of the brown red. There you go. So supposed to be you would see that the this part is like um call that triangle. Okay. Okay, darker here. And on will rinse my brush again. I will paint on the left whatever left on my brush. I will get a lighter color since I did not pick up any paint anymore there. Okay, Same on, I will do this on the other side. Okay, and then rinse my brush. And I will paint on the left side. Okay, we'll do the same on the horizontal lines here. Now I will rinse my brush and then I will soften on, I will paint the top there. Like very light to show that it is folded. Okay, now on the door, I will add more details here. I will use the tip of my brush to paint some lines going up there with the brown and also the gray here. Okay, I will mix more of gray. Okay, there are shadows here in the middle, a division of the wood, so I will paint them. Okay. So this is like the division of the wood on the door. Okay, adding some lines there. Okay, I will add more shadows on this part of the door. I will also use the dry brush technique here. Okay, and also brown. I will still add more browns here and there. And some shadows there. I will use the bigger brush to paint on the shadows. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to get my Sakura pen and I am going to add more details. I will use the I will use a size 8. No, I think it's too big. Okay, I will use a size 5 and I will draw some lines on the door. Okay, hold on. Okay, yeah, I'll do this now. Okay, and then on the side 2, I avoided the door. I don't know if it's a door now or whatever that it is on the left, but it looks like it is used for knocking. I'm having a hard time to do straight line, but it's okay. There, and I will add those circles. There we go. And I will also draw this with the pen to add more details on the door. Also this part, especially this part. Okay, there we go. I won't draw the details anymore on that. But if you want to, you could draw that lion. I won't do that anymore. It's too small. Okay, there we go. You can make like crooked line on the bricks, so it will show that there are bricks. I'm using size like 0.5 or this is like point 0.5, the 0.45 millimeters. Okay. You can also do the ink first before you paint, but I prefer doing it after the painting. This pen is waterproof. It's very, very nice to work on with the watercolor. Okay, so, all right, so there. I will also draw the lines on the window as well. I'm sorry if you hear that dog of our neighbor. There you go. So for the window, I will do the window first. I will use a smaller pen. This is 02, size 02. And I will draw the lines on the window here to help that window pop up a little bit more, or the lines on the window, the metal parts of the window to pop up a little bit more. There we go. All right, there. So I'm done with the window. I will add some lines on this door, like more lines on this door. Almost done with this. You can add also some lines on the bricks if you would like to, but I think I am done with the bricks for this time. And also you can add some of the lines on the leaves as well. Remember the leaves. Okay. I think I would like to add some shadows here in this area. Okay, it's too light, like it's too bright there. There you go. So this is a size 2. I will add some details on the leaves here at the top. Will also help to cover the pencil lines. If you do not have this kind of pen, you could also use the very thin, um, the smallest brush, using the tip of your brush. You could also do this. There you go. So I I will not get done with this, but I will add more of the leaves below, since it's a fall season. There are some like leaves at the bottom if you can look at the reference photo. Okay, so just wetting this area, the like the ground, and I will add some colors. I won't paint that much, but I will just drop some colors there. With the brown, I will also add olive green, the colors that I used earlier. And also, I will add some raw umber. There you go. That is my finished painting. I think I am done with this. It's up to you if you would like to add um, pen lines here on this part of the wall to help the wall, to help this part of the wall to go back and move the side walls up or forward. It's totally up to you. But I think I would like to add some of pencil line, I'm sorry, pen lines here to show that this is like going down. Okay, there you go. This part is still wet, so I cannot add some lines there. I'm just going to soften the edges there. Okay, there you go. By the way, I forgot to paint the flower. Okay, there's supposed to be a flower here. So I'm just using the tip of my brush, the small brush, and I'm just going to paint like a five petal flower here. Okay, I'm looking at it again, and yeah, I saw that I missed something. Okay, there, and also the stem here, thin stem here. I have that in my pencil lines, and I don't want to miss that. Also add more leaves here using raw umber. We get some olive green. Okay, you can add more details as you want to, but for me, I think this is okay. I hope you like this tutorial and I hope to see you next time. Bye.